This podcast is sponsored by Feedback Frontier. Elevate your book's credibility with $50 editorial reviews and boost your traffic. Choose audio reviews for an added touch. Visit feedbackfrontier.com today.
How cultural interpretation shapes your book reviews and boosts author success. Discover how cultural perspectives affect book reviews and learn tips for authors to get culturally savvy with free book reviews and submission strategies. The cultural interpretation of book reviews, what every author should know. Hey, have you ever noticed how book reviews can feel like totally different animals depending on where they originate from? I mean, as an author, you sit back eagerly waiting for feedback, but sometimes it feels like reviews across different cultures aren't just reacting to your writing, they're interpreting it through a totally different lens. Today I want to chat about the cultural interpretation of book reviews and why understanding this can be a game changer for authors looking to get their work noticed worldwide. So picture this, you submit your book to various book review sites, or maybe you're aiming to get your book reviewed through book review services. You expect some straightforward feedback on the plot, characters, or writing style, right? But then you realize that reviews coming from, say, East Asia might focus more on harmony, societal roles, and subtle messaging, while Western reviews might be more about individual character depth and pacing. Isn't it fascinating how critics don't just review books, they interpret them through their cultural norms, values, and expectations? This likely comes from the fact that cultural backgrounds shape what readers pay attention to and value. For instance, in some cultures, a more indirect style of storytelling, including allegories and metaphors, is appreciated and seen as sophisticated, whereas other cultures might prefer directness and clarity. This difference in taste deeply influences how a reviewer assesses your work. Now, if you're an author aiming to submit your work on popular book review blogs or hoping to utilize free book reviews to boost your visibility, being aware of these nuances can help you choose the right platforms. Some book review sites cater to niche audiences tailored by region and cultural background. This targeted approach can make a big difference, not just in the kind of review you get, but in how potential readers might connect with your book. Let's get real for a second. Nobody really likes getting negative reviews. But in the context of cultural interpretation, what may seem like criticism might actually be constructive feedback shaped by different expectations or even misunderstandings. This is why authors should consider looking at reviews with some cultural savvy, especially when you're trying to decide whether to pursue additional book review submission opportunities internationally. Here's another cool thing: some book reviewers intentionally focus on how well a narrative respects or challenges their cultural assumptions. Sometimes that brings out brilliant conversations around your themes, but sometimes it can throw you for a loop if you're not familiar with that lens. It's basically an extra layer of communication you didn't fully anticipate. One thing authors often struggle with is figuring out how to get book reviewed effectively without spending a fortune. If you're stuck on this, Feedback Frontier is a fantastic resource to explore. They connect you with professional reviewers who understand how to contextualize your work for different audiences. This means your book is not only reviewed, but also reviewed in a way that respects cultural differences, which can help you broaden your reach. Speaking of professional reviews, book review services can sometimes provide deeper insights than random blog reviews or quick comments on large book review sites. They often know their readership well and can help sharpen your understanding of how your book fits into various cultural contexts, which makes your marketing strategy smarter. So if you want a little pro tip right now, when you plan your book review submission strategy, think about where you want your book to travel culturally as well as geographically. Tailoring your submissions to fit cultural storytelling preferences can improve your chances to get reviewed positively, and your book will resonate better with readers from diverse backgrounds. Before I wrap this up, let me leave you with a quick to-do list for authors curious about mastering the cultural side of book reviews. Research the dominant literary tastes of your target markets before submitting your manuscript. Choose book review sites and book review blogs that align with those cultural preferences. Use book review services that understand and operate within those cultural frameworks. View every review as a potential learning experience influenced by cultural interpretation. Leverage platforms like Feedback Frontier to get reviews that offer meaningful, culturally aware critiques. In closing, remember that every book review is not just a critique of your words, but also of the cultural lens through which those words are viewed. Embrace this complexity and use it to fuel your journey to becoming a smarter, globally aware author. If you haven't started yet, it's never too late. Get your book reviewed today by experts who appreciate the cultural nuances of storytelling and will help your work shine across borders.